When the English caught the traitor, William Wallace, the peasants could smear their warm, fresh piss and shit on him. Oh, shit.
Deep within a forest in Chile stood a lavish cottage, isolated and surrounded by trees. A man named Michael was spending some peaceful time there, away from everything. A woman named Cindy was with him, keeping him company. They appeared to be enjoying themselves, relaxing in the quiet setting. However, Michael was completely unaware that a group of trained killers had already made plans to end his life. One of the attackers, a sniper named Facundo, had taken position at a distance and aimed carefully at Michael. Two more, Hilda and Alexei, had also hidden themselves nearby, waiting for the signal.
Why?
You got old, Michael.
Cindy.
After their mission was completed, another team member, Carl, arrived by helicopter to pick them up. Once on board, the team returned to their hidden base. The story then moves to Seattle, Washington. A man named Duncan Vizla was visiting a doctor for a regular checkup. While being examined, the doctor observed many scars across Duncan's body. His ribs had previously been broken and repaired with metal plates. After checking everything, the doctor told Duncan that his overall health was improving and advised him to stop smoking. Duncan agreed, but stepped outside and lit a cigarette almost immediately. Later that day, he visited his financial manager, the person who took care of all his money matters.
Will you be making the same charity donation again this year? $200,000, yes?
Yes.
Yes, and from the same bank account? Yes. You have properties in 4 states, yes? Keeping the old Gulf handicap down.
Yes.
Soon after, a woman named Vivian contacted Duncan to meet in person. After just half a minute on the call, Duncan ended the conversation and destroyed his SIM card. They later met at a restaurant. During the meeting, Vivian explained that 4 agents working for Damocles had recently been murdered. One of them was Michael, who had been killed at his bungalow. Vivian said they believed Michael was murdered by someone connected to the Russian Mafia. She told Duncan that a Mexican assassin named Pedro had been hired for the job and had since traveled to Belarus. When Duncan asked why she was telling him all this, Vivian said her boss, Mr. Blut, wanted him to go to Belarus and kill Pedro as a way of sending a message that the company would never allow anyone to harm their agents without consequences. Duncan refused and reminded her that he was done with this line of work. Duncan left for a quiet region in Montana. He picked up supplies from a local store and while returning home saw a stray dog. Feeling a connection, he decided to adopt it. His cabin stood alone in a snow-covered forest, far from town. That night, he relaxed with the dog and watched a movie. While dozing off, Duncan had a terrifying nightmare about one of his older missions. The next morning, deeply regretful, he buried the dog near his cabin. While outside, he noticed a young woman struggling to chop firewood at the neighboring house. Her name was Camille. Watching from a distance, Duncan quietly returned inside. He ignored several messages Vivian had sent him on his laptop. Later that evening, Camille came back to her house and found her firewood had already been chopped. Duncan had done it without telling her. That night, Duncan finally responded to Vivian's messages. He called her and gave her exactly 30 seconds to explain what she wanted.
You didn't hang up, so I assume you want to know how much.
$2 million. One now.
It's still a no.
You don't strike me as a man with a hobby.
Your 30 seconds is up.
You retired or returned? If it's $2 million to
Leave
me,
the file on the company server.
you don't have to be such a...
Vivian was sitting with Mr. Blut and Hilda at the time. We learned that Blut, the leader of Damocles, ran the organization as a business focused on high-level killings. The agency had a rule. Every agent must retire at 50 and would receive a massive pension. But Blut secretly planned to send Duncan to Belarus to be eliminated. There was a clause in the agent contracts. If an agent died before turning 50 and had no family, the pension money would go back to the company. Vivian became worried.
You should just forget about him and move on. This is a bad idea.
Spare me the lecture. And send him to Belarus to die.
Now let's get down to business. We have some questions regarding the purchase of Damocles.
Despite not getting proper approval, Duncan traveled to Belarus. On the way, he had the same disturbing nightmare. Once there, Duncan met Rosalie, an old contact, and laid out a plan to find Pedro and complete his last mission. Rosalie went to Pedro's hotel and called the front desk, pretending her door wouldn't open. The hotel sent a maintenance worker, Duncan in disguise, to help. He used a drill to make loud noises, drawing attention.
Diga.
Oye, cabrón, ¿por qué se saca?
After seeing a file about himself in the room, Duncan realized he wasn't just sent to kill Pedro. Pedro had been hired to kill him. When Duncan asked Pedro who gave the order, Pedro said he didn't know. It was a dark web deal. To make sure he is telling the truth, Duncan drilled his forehead as a torture. He then headed on with his merciless act and killed Pedro on the spot.
Do you have authorization to hire me for the Belarus job? Wire it over.
Sent.
Okay, the job is done. I'll send you a picture.
Wait, what?
Vivian is obviously panicked by how things turned out. Shortly, Duncan safely got Rosalie out and gave her nearly $100,000 for her assistance in the job. Although she was angry at him for putting her and child at risk, she took the money and left, not to help him ever again. Meanwhile, furious and scared, Vivian went to see Blut. She told him the plan failed and that they would now have to pay Duncan or live in fear. Realizing Duncan was far more dangerous than expected, Blut called in his best team, the same group that killed Michael.
These are all the properties he owns?
All of them.
I can't see where it says one of them is his actual permanent address. Florida, Texas. Where does he live, Paul?
He moves around a lot. Yeah, I know. Please let me go.
Meanwhile, Duncan was shopping in a small local store where he bumped into Camille again. She seemed extremely shy and nervous. Seeing her alone and frightened, Duncan began to act more kindly toward her, but so far, he hasn't said anything. Shortly, the assassin team reached one of Duncan's properties in Florida. Cindy checked the house and found that Duncan wasn't there. Another man had rented it from an agency.
Come in.
Great. So, is your name Mr. Vizla?
Do you want a drink before we get started?
No drink, thanks. It's not him!
My door! Do you warrant?
Who do you pay rent to?
I'm not saying
Meanwhile, the assassin team moved from one property to another, finding them all occupied by unrelated people.
Who do you pay rent to? Is it Duncan Vizla?
Why are you doing this?
I don't know!
Wrong place at the wrong time.
What is going on in there?
Back in Montana, Duncan was chatting with Camille at a local cafe. They talked for a long time and slowly became friends. Camille shared her love for wildlife photography and showed Duncan many pictures she had taken in the snowy forest. She asked what he did for a living and why he chose to live in such a lonely place. Duncan explained that he once worked in a business that transported the bodies of Americans who died overseas. But now he had retired and lived alone, with no family. Camille suggested he could start a school nearby to teach kids about different countries. Duncan really liked her idea, but admits he has trouble communicating with kids.
I don't know how to talk to kids.
Speak.
Yeah, we're all out of luck here too. He ain't at this last location either.
You better tell Hildy her boyfriend is not going to be happy if she doesn't find the Black Kaiser.
Lut's team, still failing to find Duncan, finally discovered a lead. They found out which bank he used to send yearly donations. The bank was located in a small town called Triple Oak, Montana. The team believed that Duncan might visit the bank again, so they decided to keep watch there, even though it was hard to believe anyone could live in such a remote, icy place. While staying in the snowy woods, Duncan began teaching Camille how to use the gun.
When you feel you have the target, you squeeze the trigger. Click. Got it? Now it's loaded. It's all yours. It's okay. It's okay. We'll get you something else.
At the same time, Blut's team of assassins had already arrived in the region and were keeping watch on the local bank, hoping Duncan would show up.
I got visuals on the target, right there.
Cindy's coming your way.
What's the problem?
I don't know. It just died.
As part of their setup, Cindy acted like her car had broken down. She approached Duncan and asked if he had a phone charger in his vehicle, claiming her phone was dead. Duncan told her there was no charger in his car, but she could come to his house if she needed help.
Thanks for helping me out.
Welcome.
The soonest they can come out is 10 in the morning.
Wow, look at that storm.
You hungry?
Mm-hmm.
That night, Cindy seduced him into being intimate with her, and for a moment, it seems he fell for it. Meanwhile, Facundo, the sniper, got into position outside the house, while Hilda and Alexei were sneaking in, getting ready to strike.
In position. Ready?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. Bang.
Over there.
Breaching now.
What's happening?
He's not here.
I got nothing.
Facundo, what the hell is going on?
Did you hear that? Try not to be scared. You make mistakes when you're afraid.
Now, with only Alexei remaining from the assassins, Duncan used the key to the hotel to look for him. While searching for him at the hotel, Duncan ran into Alexei's intoxicated girlfriend, who accidentally revealed their backup plan. If they failed to kill Duncan, they were to kidnap his neighbor, Camille. From this, Duncan understood the truth. It was his own agency that wanted him dead. To confirm it, he rushed to Camille's home, but only to find her gone and the house in wreckage. Elsewhere, Blut was in a rage, furious that his carefully planned mission had failed.
Don't be sad. You'll find a new girlfriend.
I'm gonna cut him into pieces and feed him to the rats!
What you should do is pay Duncan his pension and enjoy the rest of your life.
This is personal.
I am sick of giving you advice.
I'm not asking for advice.
Duncan shortly traveled to Michigan to speak with Porter, a former informant, hoping to dig up more information about Blut and the agency. During their talk, Duncan opened up about the 2 failed attempts on his life. Porter confirmed a hidden clause in Damocles' contract. If an agent died before officially retiring and didn't have any family, the company would claim their pension. As Duncan absorbed this and understood they didn't want to pay his $8 million pension, Porter asked if he trusts Vivian.
You trust Vivian? No. Okay. You know where they would keep to go.
Your guess is as good as mine, but she's probably in the mansion.
Soon after, Duncan was chained up inside an old warehouse. Blut arrived with his men, clearly pleased to see Duncan helpless and vulnerable, calling him by his infamous nickname, Kaiser. Blut told him he had caused too much trouble and should have died without resisting.
When the English caught the traitor, William Wallace, the peasants could smear their warm, fresh piss and shit on him.
Blut promised Duncan that the coming days would be full of pain. He then began cutting Duncan's body with a sharp chisel, leaving shallow but painful wounds across his skin. Blut told him he would torture him for 3 full days, and on the 4th day, Duncan's 50th birthday, he would finally kill him. Meanwhile, Camille was being tortured and drugged in another location. While stabbing him again and again, Blut's knife struck the steel plate near Duncan's ribs and snapped. Furious, Blut pulled out one of Duncan's eyes in a fit of rage. After they left, Duncan, though weak and bleeding, managed to remove the broken blade from his stomach. He used it to unlock his cuffs. The following day, when Blut came back to continue the torture, Duncan turned the tables.
Well, don't just stand there, kill him!
While Camille was still being tortured in the mansion, Duncan somehow escaped and made it to a friend's house. There, he called Vivian. He told her he wanted to make a deal. He would surrender and allow himself to be killed as long as Camille was spared. Blut was confused and shocked. He wondered what made this girl so important to Duncan and decided he would kill them both if he could.
How many men do you have left?
Jump up. Let's go.
You're not going anywhere soon with all that shit in your system.
This should help.
Okay, just lie down.
However, Duncan had no intention of surrendering. He shortly began preparing to wipe out Blut's organization completely. Even though his body was weak and covered in wounds, he pushed through the pain. With the help of his friend Yasmin, who had been guarding his hidden arsenal, he visited his weapon storage and began choosing gear for the final mission. He shortly set up everything and then returned on the road to execute his plans.
Okay, ready.
Is she alive?
Yes. Should be ready, Duncan.
Did we trace that?
We're working on it. We have his general vicinity, but we need another call.
He'll call back.
You'd better be right.
I'm always right. Speak.
What's the deal?
Me for the go.
Vivian thought Duncan had lost his mind. She then ordered her team to grab him, but the moment she did, Duncan signaled. Automated guns hidden in the room activated, and hell rained on the soldiers.
Oh, shit.
Duncan.
Guards! Guards!
Look.
Oh, shit.
Come back!
Hello there. Is Mr. Blut expecting you, sir?
Shortly, Duncan found Camille, severely injured, but still alive. He carried her out of the mansion and took her back to his home, where he spent the next 3 days caring for her and helping her recover. One day, while exploring Camille's room, Duncan stumbled upon something shocking. The bed was covered with the notes, pictures, and documents, all about him. There were photos of the people he had killed, and especially one incident, the murder of her family. That's when everything became clear. Duncan had been haunted by nightmares for years, and now the truth behind them surfaced. 9 years earlier, he had gone on a mission and killed an entire family, thinking they were dangerous. But there had been a young girl in the house, and he couldn't bring himself to kill her. That girl had grown up, and it was Camille.
Sit down.
Everyone else is there when I close my eyes. I feel my brother's soft cheek on my shoulder. I can feel my mother's warm hand wrapped around mine. I can feel them, but I can't see them.
With tears in her eyes, she asked how he didn't recognize her at the store. She asked if he had known all along that she was the girl he had spared. Duncan nodded. He said he didn't want to remind her of her past and ruin her future. He admitted that he couldn't undo what had been done, but he had tried to make her life better in any way he could. He then told her to go ahead and shoot him. He said he was ready to die if it would bring her peace. Camille stood there, confused and heartbroken. Though she had every reason to hate Duncan, she couldn't bring herself to kill him, not after everything he had done to save her. She missed purposefully and then asked if he could find out who had ordered the killing of her father. Duncan promised he would try. Duncan went out to have a smoke, and shortly Camille joined him, suggesting their collaboration from then on. And with that, the story came to an end.